Hello, Uriel from Ninja Bear Studio here. Welcome back. In this video, we'll continue talking about the combo system, and we will go over combo branching and use this opportunity to introduce the cast ability. First, we will create a new ability based on the attack ability that we've been working with so far and add that as the first branching ability, kinda like a heavy attack. And then we'll check the cast ability. As usual, we'll need to work on an animation montage and look at the specific cast notify for cast abilities. We'll check the cast actor that is used by the cast ability, then the ability itself. At that point, we'll be ready to update the combo ability, the combo state tree, configure the additional inputs for the heavy attacks, and as usual, test everything at the end. So in the engine, we start with the new attack ability. Since we already talked about that a few times, I'm just going to do a quick recap. To create an attack ability for a combo, we need to first prepare the animation montage, configure the melee scan notify state, create the attack ability itself, making sure to set a proper activation tag, and grant the ability either in the combo or in the ability data asset. This ability will be a shield bash that can be activated when the combo reaches the count of 3. We will get back to this when we talk about the combo state tree again. Now let's talk about the cast ability, which will be a shield explosion used when the combo reaches a count of 4. The cast ability is very flexible. Make sure to check the documentation to know more about it. For this attack, the cast ability is configured in a way in which it will spawn a cast actor when it receives a gameplay event from the cast notify in the animation montage. The cast notify has no additional parameters. So let's finally take a look at the cast ability itself. This ability is based on combat ability cast. Like I mentioned before, it has many parameters that can modify its behavior, so it's really recommended to check them in the documentation. As a quick summary, you can define different types of triggers, how targets, friendly or hostile, are collected. For that you can use dedicated cast actors, the gameplay targeting system, or the gas targeting mechanism. You can decide when to commit the ability, for example when the ability activates or when the cast actually happens. You can set the gameplay effect that will be applied to a target, like damage or a buff, and its level. And finally, you can set any additional gameplay cues that should be played when the cast happens. Then this particular cast ability has the animation montage with the cast notify, and as we have been doing with these combo abilities, this one will receive the activation tag ability attack primary F. Let's take a look at the Shield Blast blueprint, which is the cast actor set to this ability. The cast actor, created from Ninja Combat Cast Actor, can be used by cast abilities to collect targets using a sphere collision and show some sort of presence in the world, like particles or sound. Right now, this actor will be responsible for collecting targets, colliding with its sphere component, and apply the damage gameplay effect, setting the ability. There are some additional things worth mentioning in this implementation. First, the cast actor has some additional properties. I won't be changing them in this example, but you should take a look at the documentation to know more about them. Next, the most important function in the cast actor is the start cast function, defined by the combat cast interface. For cast actors, this works as a begin play. This will be more relevant later on when we cover the actor pool. Also, make sure to always call the parent function. In this implementation of the start cast function, I am adjusting the cast actor's position to match the owner's shield position. Then I am activating my particles and sound, and a quick note here, these components were configured to not auto-activate. And I'm also binding an event that is called when the particle system finishes playing. The call to deactivate will either destroy the cast actor or return it to the actor pool later on when we configure that. Let's take a look at the set location from shield location function that I wrote for this cast actor. It will retrieve the shield from the weapon manager using a gameplay tag query, and by the way, the get weapon function is provided by the cast actor itself, and then it will simply match the shield and the cast actor locations. This covers the cast actor configure for the cast ability. Now let's proceed to the combo ability from the last video. There's not much to do here. I only set the new abilities we've just covered, the attack ability and the cast ability, to the list of abilities required by the combo. Remember that abilities in this list are added and removed along with the combo ability itself. Moving on to the stage 3 that we covered in the previous video, let's see how these new abilities can be registered as heavy attacks. The plan here is to allow attack 2 to go into heavy attack 1, the Shield Bash, and attack 3 to go into heavy attack 2, the Shield Blast. For normal attacks, we used the Combat Event Combo Attack primary tag to advance into new attacks. For heavy attacks, we will add another transition using the Combat Event Combo Attack secondary tag. This transition goes to the heavy attack 1. And the same for attack 3. A new transition using the same Combat Event Combo Attack secondary tag that will go to heavy attack 2. As for the heavy attacks, like before, I have a state grouping them together, and they are quite similar to the primary attacks covered before. We have enter conditions, checking if the combo count is at the appropriate number, and tasks to activate abilities using the appropriate gameplay tags. In this case, ability, attack, combo, primary, E and F respectively. And finally, they have the uncompleted transition, which is common to all these attacks. The final step is to adjust our input handlers for secondary inputs, so let's look into that. The input handler for the secondary input is still unchanged from when it was configured a few videos ago. It will simply activate the secondary ability. But now we need to introduce another input handler to send gameplay events, like we covered in the previous video for primary attacks. This time, these gameplay events will use the Combat Event Combo Attack secondary tag expected by the combo transitions in the state tree. This gameplay event input also needs to be registered in the input setup created before, and we need to make sure that it will also react to the secondary input action. With that done, we can press play and test our combo. First, let's make sure that the primary combo works fine. Now, after attack number 2, we can branch to the Shield Bash. And after attack number 3, to the Shield Blast. Cool, this completes our primary combo. Next, we'll go over the opportunity attack system. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.